Made in America. Exterior, LA hospital, night, late 90s. An 18-year-old Hispanic girl, great with child, Rikki Rivera walks through a parking lot and into the emergency room of a hospital. She is dirty, bleeding, barefoot, and barely dressed. The only thing she has left in her life is the baby she is about to give birth to.
I live in Los Angeles, the city of angels. I believe in angels. In my life they have appeared to me on more than one occasion, in one form or another. My street name is Little Ricky, and I grew up a gangster in a gangster world. I never had a choice.
Interior hospital, night, same time. Rikki enters and just stands there amongst all the emergency room activity. Clearly, her water has broken. One of the staff nurses surmises her situation and quickly brings a wheelchair, then rushes her into triage. Exterior El Salvadorian jungle day, a decade earlier. A small convoy with military men, equipment, and weapons heading through the countryside and towards San Salvador. The two men in the cab of the lead vehicle, an army captain and his driver, a private, sit stern-faced as they near a small town. Their POV, a priest followed by a group of nuns carrying a coffin and an altar boy swinging a single-chain thurible, incense burner, move across the street at a snail's pace.
The fuck is this?
The private brings the truck to a slow and the vehicles behind him follow suit.
Hurry up, you fucking penguins, or we'll run you over!
The driver blasts the horn. The procession tries to hurry along, and the nuns lose their grip on the coffin, and it falls, opens, and the body of a middle-aged man dressed in a suit spills out onto the ground.
Holy shit, you woke the dead!
The priest and crew desperately try to get the corpse back in the coffin. The truck comes to a complete stop as the private checks his watch.
Shit. Go help those stupid bastards.
The private exits the vehicle, whistles, and waves over more soldiers to help the funeral party. A dozen men hurry out from their vehicles as the driver carefully inspects the landscape. As the soldiers near the fallen corpse, the priest, nuns, and altar boy all turn around from the coffin with automatic weapons. The soldiers come to a halt, reaching for their weapons. Too late. The corpse on the ground comes to life with a pistola in his hand and executes the first soldier. The rest of his crew fire a hail of bullets into the convoy as more soldiers exit their vehicles. From all sides, they are attacked and killed mercilessly. The driver, seeing there's no escape, drops his weapon and falls to his knees with his hands up high. The former corpse, Raul Rivera, team leader, approaches.
Name and rank?
Espinosa, private.
And the man in the truck.
The soldier remains quiet until Raul puts his gun up against the soldier's head.
A captain.
His name?
Montoya.
All guns turn towards Captain Montoya, who is still seated in the truck.
You may go.
Free?
As soon as you take off the pig uniform.
The soldier strips faster than a French hooker for an American soldier with a fistful of dollars right after liberation. There's laughter among the guerrillas as they watch him strip down to nothing.
Now run. Fast. Before I shoot you in the asshole.
More laughter as the naked man takes off through the streets. Raul cautiously moves toward the truck with his gun pointed.
Get out before we set the truck on fire. I won't let you out.
The captain obeys.
On the ground where you belong, swine.
The captain drops to his knees.
Last week, at a village 40 miles north of here, there was an adult couple taken from their home, tied to two chairs in the middle of the street, and they were tortured, then executed. The commander in charge had the same name as you, and was also a captain. Was that you?
Their son killed 2 officers with a machete and displayed their heads on stakes for all to see.
Would you like to meet their son, Benny?
One of the guerrillas breaks formation and approaches.
This is the man responsible for the death of your family because what you did to those officers who raped a young girl from your village.
The look on Benny's face would shame the Grim Reaper.
He's a captain. He deserves a much more elaborate death than the officers.
I was following orders.
And so is he.
Raul steps aside as Benny descends on him with a scary knife.
They tore out the flowers, but the roots are sprouting among us. Strip all the soldiers and get their bodies in the truck. We'll get the uniforms washed and mended so we can use them against these bastards. Need to get these trucks off the road and use Coca-Cola to clean all the blood spill. This town doesn't need to be targeted for revenge. We'll rendezvous back at base camp, bury the corpses, and see what new toys they brought us to play with.
A few of the soldiers fire their guns in the air in celebration while letting out victory cries.
And make sure whatever Benny leaves behind gets cleaned up as well.
Raul moves out as the gruesome sounds of a man being cut to pieces ensues.